Hi there, welcome back from wherever in the world you're watching from. We even have people watching from the Philippines nowadays, Canada, Japan, everywhere in the world. So hi to you. We're back at the dojo, we're back with Unique, and we're ready to get choked. I don't know if Unique is ready, but Unique is going to get choked. If you haven't, Unique already helped us out with the video on the anaconda chokes. Be sure to check that one out. Today we're going to look at the different angle and attack the Darce choke. Two variations, one with credits to Mr. Tony Ferguson, who used this in MMA successfully. Let's just get to it. Whoosh. Okay, so for the Darce, we're going to start off in the turtle position. Old school basic turtle. Now for the anaconda, we looked at entering underneath the chin, yeah, and coming out behind the armpit. Now we're going to change. Now if I stay straight, squared up with Unique, I'm going to have a pretty hard time to get my arm deep underneath for the Darce. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a slight angle. We're going to look at both sides. Yeah. For now, just focus on this main arm. I'm going to sprawl out. Same thing applies. I don't want to get Unique. I don't want to give Unique a grab on my knees and push me over. So I want to be sprawled out at least with one leg or preferably two. And I'm going to make a slight angle. So the angle I'm going to make is on this side. Now this arm goes underneath. Same thing applies. If you have some trouble with getting your hand out, you want to sink your shoulder underneath. Okay. Now. Let's look at the other side so you see what's happening. So the shoulder goes underneath. We're going to be here. I'm going to take a slight angle. If I stay with my chest and shoulder on top of Unique, I can only get my fingers out and it's going to be pretty hard to take a decent figure four grip. Now, don't be lazy and think that you'll fix it later on, because as soon as you start to tumble her over, you're going to have an even harder time to fix the grip. So make sure you first get a good grip. Now, to prevent Unique from escaping, I want to control the back side of her head. Because if I sink my shoulder and she just lifts her head, it's going to be hard for me to get the Darce anyway. So there's a few things you can do. You can first grab the skull with your hand, but I prefer to use this elbow anyway and just back elbow on her head, yeah, and keep her head pinned to my tummy with my elbow and push down. I'm going to sink my shoulder in like this to get a deep grip. So I don't want to be chest high. I want to be low with the shoulder. Then I either close my figure four, yeah, I'm going to just look at a different variation a bit later, and I want to push Unique off to the side. So I'm angled, I used to be there, now I'm like almost 90 degrees on her side. I'm going to push her over to that side, boom. Now to finish off, I don't want to be with my chest on the top of her shoulder pushing down, yeah. I'm going to show you why in a few seconds. If I push down and my weight is over, I'm not going to get a tight Darce. I want to sprawl out, get my chest down underneath and pop up my chest and push forward while squeezing. There, that's a Darce. So, a few details. First one, if Unique would be on her side, please, this left side. If we have the Darce and we push down on the shoulder, look what's happening. So my arm is underneath her chin, so I got this artery covered. Now on this side, I'm just going to be on the back side so you can see what's happening. If I push down, and there's still going to be space here, even if I push with all my weight. Now, if I push forward, that's where I close the space. Makes sense, right? So, if I get the Darce, switch angles, please. Okay, so when I get the Darce, my hand is already underneath her neck on this side, so that's okay. I got my figure four covered. But if I push down on the shoulder, as we just saw, I'm only pushing her shoulder into her body, and I'm not really going to get a tight choke here. I might get a neck crank of some sort if I lean a bit more to the side, but I want to get a proper choke. So I want to push this shoulder not down, but I want to push this arm in. For that, I'm going to use my chest, yeah, and my stomach to push forward. So I want to be low, not with my chin and shoulder over, but underneath. Sprawl out and squeeze forward to get the Darce. So these are the finishing mechanics. Yeah, and the first way to get to the Darce. Now, one variation is when Unique tries to resist me pushing her over. So let's do this side. So I enter for the Darce. Yeah, I get the back of the head, go deep in with my shoulder to get the figure four, and she just pushes back with this elbow. And I cannot completely tumble over. So I keep the grip on the back side of her head, and with my elbow, I'm just going to use my forearm to go down and grab behind her elbow and triceps as I'm pushing with my chest. So we're here, we cannot get her over, we switch, then we go over. Now I get my arm back, back elbow, go down and squeeze forward for the Darce again. So I grab the tricep or the elbow, pull, push her over, yeah, so she tumbles, and then finish with the Darce. Keep in mind that as you do so, that you do not lose the head. So if I open up my whole arm here, she gets her head out. So I keep my elbow here, she's pushing back with the elbow, yeah, just gonna grab it here, pull as I push, then go back to the figure 4, go down, push forward, yeah. Now, final variation is when she's pushing back so strong, or either posting the whole arm, and I really have trouble with either tumbling her over or even grabbing the arm. We're gonna go for a variation that Tony Ferguson used successfully in MMA. It seems a bit weird because you're gonna give up the top position, but bear with me. So we're in the same Darce, and I'm just having so much trouble pushing her over, grabbing her arm, and I don't want to switch back to anacondas or anything else. I really want to finish this Darce. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch my body and go underneath. I might have to keep control on the back side of her head. If I lose, I fall down, I just give her a top position. So I'm gonna first show you how it's done, then I'm gonna show you where most people tend to mess up. So I'm here, I do have my figure 4. Now I'm gonna let go of the figure 4 so I can go even deeper with my choke, but I do have to control the back side of the head. So I can do that with my elbow, yeah, or I can do it with my hand. Now I'm gonna switch to my back and get my arm even deeper to the side. So instead of being here, shoulder deep, I want to go all the way deep. So my elbow is completely wrapped around her neck and I keep her head tight, and that's when I slide up to the figure 4. Now she is on top and I'm not pushing with my stomach, but still I can get a tremendous choke here with the Darce because we're so much deeper, I don't need to push with my chest. Now, as promised, what you could mess up is when you lose control of the back of the head. So as soon as I want to dive underneath, Yannick just lifts her head, boom, and she gets a top position. So I really need to control the backside of her head. Yeah. If you want to check out this choke being done in MMA, just hit YouTube and enter Tony Ferguson Darce. You're gonna see some variations where he does exactly this choke. I'm not sure who he finished with it. I can't remember, but it was an amazing setup. So we're in the Darce. We cannot push her over. We cannot grab her arm. So we're gonna keep control of the head. Yeah. Or with my hand or with my elbow. I like to just grab the head, switch underneath, and then slide up for the figure 4. And squeeze. Yeah, so that's actually 2 variations on the Darce choke and a minor detail on just tumbling her over to finish off. Darce choke, Tony Ferguson Darce. I don't know if it has a different name, I'll just call it the Tony Ferguson Darce, and finishing up our opponent. Now, final mention is the more she resists the Darce by either pulling this hand back, so I want to enter for the Darce, she pulls it back, the more I follow up and go for the anaconda. The more she wants to pull this arm back to prevent me from getting the anaconda, the more I enter with the Darce. So those 2 kind of supplement each other, yeah, and give you a tight front headlock game. And for last video, be sure to check it out coming soon. We're going to show you even nastier submissions from the front headlock position. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Peace.